لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. درس الفقه شرائع الإسلام للمحقق الحلي رضوان الله تعالى عليه. Okay. Now we come to chapter 3 في الجماعة. Issues related to the congregational prayers. الطرف الأول, the first section or the first part. الجماعة مستحبة في الفرائض كلها. It is highly recommended, not just recommended, that you do your prayers in jama'ah in all mandatory prayers. What do we mean by mandatory prayers? 5 daily prayers plus what? What else?
The 9 prayers.
That's it.
There are other prayers that are mandatory.
Oh,
Ayat. Okay. What else? Eid, there is an Eid and Jumu'ah with some details. What else?
The eclipse, isn't there?
That we pray to, which is wajib. The prayers over the deceased. Salatul Mayyit. Okay? وتتأكد, but it is very mustahab, extremely mustahab and recommended في الصلوات المرتبة. صلوات المرتبة is the 5 daily prayers. ولا تجب إلا في الجمعة والعيدين مع الشرائط. But in the Friday and the 2 Eids, it's not wajib, but it becomes wajib under certain circumstances. Which one do you think? Which circumstances?
when the Imam arrives.
Exactly. At the presence of the Imam, infallible Imam, it becomes wajib. No excuse. You have to go to Salat al-Jumu'ah and Salat al-2 Eids. وَلَا تَجُوزُ. In the nawafil that we pray, it is لا تجوز here. La is prohibition or undesirability. Prohibition. No, prohibition. You are right. وَلَا تَجُوزُ. Okay? So it means not that you have a choice and it's better not to pray jama'ah. No, you don't have a choice and you should not pray jama'ah when you do nawafil, the extra prayers, the mustahab prayers. Ada, but only there are 2 prayers that it is nafila, but it is highly recommended that you do it in congregation. Istisqa, asking for rain when you go with the group. And Eidain. Eidain, sometimes Eidain, it becomes okay to pray the 2 prayers. To do jama'ah. مع اختلال شرائط الوجوب. مع اختلال شرائط الوجوب وإلا وجبت الجماعة فيهما أيضا. If the Eid is led by the Imam, it's a mandatory that you do jama'ah. But it is not led by the Imam. One condition is missing. When I say Imam ma'soom, okay, then it is not wajib to pray Eid. Not wajib, but recommended. Recommended. Still recommended, but not wajib. But with the Imam, it's wajib. Okay? وَتُدْرَكُ الصَّلَاةُ جَمَاعَةً بِإِدْرَاكِ الرُّكُوعِ. Now, how do we can catch the Imam when he does the prayers? You can catch him not just when he says Allahu Akbar. You come late and the Imam already did niyyah, Allahu Akbar, and he did qira'ah, and after qira'ah he did the surah, and he went ruku', and he finished the recitation of ruku', was about to to raise his head 1 second before you said Allahu Akbar, but then not just Allahu Akbar and you go for ruku', you dip down. You have to have طمأنينة for 1 second. Allahu Akbar, Subhana Rabbi al-Azim wa bihamd. When I went to traffic school, they taught us that when you stop on stop sign, stop, how long you stop? She said, you have to say 1, 2, 3, and then you go. 1, 2, 3, then you go. This is the same. Don't say 1, 2, 3. But some people say, Allahu Akbar, and then ruku' immediately. No. You have to have طمأنينة. Stand for few seconds, and then go for ruku'. So if you said Allahu Akbar the moment you joined him and he raised his head, you are with him. But if he raised his head, while he's raising his head, you said Allahu Akbar, no. You have to wait until the second rak'ah.
So if you're doing, I mean, you're leading the jama'ah, and somebody comes in and say, Ya Allah, meaning...
Wait for me.
Hold up for me.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to slow down purposely for him? Or?
It is mustahab to slow down for him to join. But I don't do that in America. I might do it in the Middle East. In America, I want people to arrive on time. I'm not going to waste the time of 50 people because someone came. Because it will become accustomed. Ya Allah, in Allah, and then every day. This is his problem. He has to come. This is why I would never wait for them, and I make myself, I never heard. Some people come, say it. I said, yeah, I heard you, but I didn't. Because I want you to learn to come on time. Time is important here, you know. But in the Middle East, 50 people say, and Allah, and then the Imam goes ruku', and then people have back pain, and you know. Yeah, so here وتدرك الصلاة بإدراك الركوع وبإدراك الإمام راكعا على الأشبه, meaning that as long as he did ruku', even if he finished saying the dhikr, Subhana Rabbi al-Azim, he finished, still he has not raised his head, and you can say Allahu Akbar, then you catched him in the first rak'ah, okay, or the second rak'ah, whatever. وَأَقَلُّ مَا تَنْعَقِدُ بِإِثْنَيْن, the least number that the jama'ah can be established is 2. One of them is imam, the other is ma'mum. Al-imamu ahaduhuma, one of them is the imam. وَلَا تَصِحُّ مَعَ حَائِلٍ بَيْنَ الْإِمَامِ وَالْمَأْمُومِ, if there is a partition between the imam and the ma'mum, like a wall or curtain like this, where the ma'mum cannot see the imam. Let's say the imam is standing on this side, the ma'mum is standing on that side, he can hear his voice, but he cannot see him. Then this is not jama'ah. Unless the ma'mum on that side is what? A female. Then it is okay. But if he's a male, then there should be no partition separating the imam from the ma'mum. وَلَا تَنْعَقِدُ وَالْإِمَامُ أَعْلَى مِنَ الْمَأْمُومِ. Again, it won't be considered jama'ah or congregational if the imam is standing higher than the ma'mum.
Okay, so I see some mosques, let's say, and it probably doesn't count towards this because there's at least one ma'mum standing behind the imam, but what about people in other rooms with a TV?
Yeah. Are they linked with the line, one line, or not linked, completely separated?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it seems separate.
I'll give you an example. Let's say this is the mosque, people are praying. Some people, they come late, and people are standing here, but there is a gate here. But then someone is standing on that side of the gate, and someone on this side, without big separation. Only the door is separating them. That is okay. Because there is a link.
But if there's a separation, total separation, then...
Total, it means there is a whole wall here.
Yeah.
No, that's separation.
Can't do that.
Yeah, but this one, the window, the slide door is okay.
I mean, even if there is a TV to
Yeah.
hear.
No, The link is not established through TV. It has to be physical.
Physically.
In other schools of thought, no. He's 20 kilometers there and people are behind him. They can pray through radio, through TV, through whatever.
Oh, really?
Through Facebook, yeah. They can follow.
So, like you said in Masjid al-Haram, then that, I mean, we recite our own anyway, but so that link is broken then, correct?
Inside the masjid or outside?
So there's people that extend to outside.
Yes.
But those people outside are broken.
No.
No, they're not.
If people are standing in the middle, linking them, because even on the steps people stand. So the jama'ah is continued, it's not broken. But sometimes I see them in the hotel, in the lobby of my hotel, and the Masjid al-Haram is there, and no one is in the middle. That is broken. But for them, it's not broken. For them, even if it is broken, as long as you hear his voice,
It's enough.
even if you don't see him, it's okay.
Sorry, so let's say you do have that situation where, yeah, I mean, you have a barrier in between, total barrier. Can the other guys have an imam pray?
Another imam?
We can't have it in the same
They
area,
can,
right?
they can.
Yeah, so they're,
Even if there is no barrier.
Yeah.
Let's say two people are standing in the masjid, one on the right, one on the left, and people behind them. Even if there is no prayer, they can have two jama'ah. There is no harm in that.
oh, you can have it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so even they just do their own jama'ah then.
Yeah, they can do, yes. They are their own, yes. Okay. ولا تنعقد والإمام أعلى بما يعتد به كالأبنية. Now, how high the imam should be there so his prayers is not considered jama'ah? They say not just one or two steps, but if he's in a building up, let's say this is a building, he's in this floor and the mu'mineen are here in this floor. This is not called jama'ah. This is why, if you have noticed, my friends, it's mustahab that the mihrab is the lowest. Have you seen some mihrabs in some major mosques? Huh? It is mustahab for the imam to be the lowest and the mu'min above him. Why is that? There is a reason, philosophy, hikmah. So the imam does not feel arrogant. There is a hadith in this context that for the imam not to feel he's higher, more important, they put him on the lowest point. And the mu'mineen are higher than him. So he does not crashes the ego, the arrogance. Okay? ويجوز أن يقف على علو من أرض منحدرة. Now, if the land is a steep ground, sometimes it's hilly, okay? So the imam, the land is like that. Do you see here? So he's standing there, the mu'mineen are behind him, lower than him. This is okay, but not in a building above them. ولو كان المأموم على بناء عال كان جائزا. Now, reverse it. The imam is down praying in the street, the ma'moom is in the first floor. It's okay. How is it okay? There is separation.
But you're able to view him? Is that the reason?
Not just viewing him. If the separation is vertical, it's okay. But if the separation is not vertical, horizontal, let's say the imam is standing here and Dr. Amid is there, that is unacceptable. Neither there. There should be maximum 1 feet between where the imam stands and where the mu'moom puts his forehead. Otherwise, it would not be ittisal, connection. Okay? ولا يجوز this is explains it, this following sentence. ولا يجوز تباعد المأموم عن الإمام بما يكون كثيرا في العادة. It is unallowed, not allowed, for the ma'moom to stay far away from imam if that is kathir too much, and then they come and explain what is kathir, they say 1 feet. More than 1 feet, it's kathir, it's too much. So it shouldn't be more than 1 feet. Okay? إذا لم يكن بينهما صفوف متصلة. Now, sometimes there is first line, second line, and he's standing in the 10th line. It's okay because there are lines before him. There are lines. We are speaking about when there are no lines and the first line begins there. Then that is problematic. Okay? ويكره. Now what is makruh in jama'ah and desired? It is makruh أن يقرأ المأموم خلف الإمام. My friends, what is يقرأ? Recite. Do you remember when we said the meaning of recitation in the salat is what? Exactly. When you reading qira'ah in the salat is only pointing to Fatiha. Not even the surah after it. They don't call it qira'ah. Only the Fatiha is qira'ah. So it is undesired that if the imam is leading the prayer, someone is reading Fatiha. But then he explains. See, this is general. Now he goes to the specific. What is the specific? إلا إذا كانت الصلاة جهرية. Unless the salat is Fajr, Maghrib and Isha, loud, spoken loud, and then the ma'moom is in the mosque, but he's in the last line in the mosque, and there is no microphone, and he cannot hear the imam, neither hearing him clearly, nor sometimes growling. Sometimes you don't hear but you hear the voice, but not plainly and clearly. So if he doesn't, then in that case, he can recite Surah Al-Hamd. The ma'moom can recite. It's not makruh.
Does that exclude also recitation in your heart? Like if you're
We will come to this soon. We will come to this. وَقِيلَ يُحْرَمْ. It says, no, it's not just makruh to recite after the imam. It's haram. It's haram. You should not recite. While the imam is reciting, you should not recite. وقيل, another opinion says, يستحب أن يقرأ الحمد فيما لا يجهر فيه. You can recite the hamd in the silent prayers, like Dhuhr and Asr. So if the imam is doing Dhuhr or Asr, in your heart you can also read it silently. The hamd, of course, the qira'ah, the hamd, Surah Al-Fatiha. But he says, وَالْأَوَّلُ أَشْبَهُ. Our author, our scholar, Muhaqqiq Al-Hilli, he says, Al-awwalu ashbah, most likely, it means the first most likely, it means that it is undesired to recite in the prayers which is loud. But in the prayers which is silent, it is okay that you recite the hamd. Okay? وَلَوْ كَانَ الْإِمَامُ مِمَّنْ لَا يُقْتَدَى بِهِ. Sometimes the imam, you cannot follow him in the jama'ah. Such as what?
Yeah, makes a mistake or something?
No, I think he means more like if they don't.
He's missing iman. He's not mu'min.
Oh.
Okay? Or he's mu'min, but he's not adil. He's not adil. So you may pray behind him, but you cannot do jama'ah. You can do mutaba'ah. You follow, but you don't make him your leader in the prayers. You follow, you go down with him, up and down, but you have to do the recitation yourself. Wajabat, it becomes wajib here.
So is it still Jama'ah if you do that?
No.
Or does it become
No.
singular?
It becomes singular, but you are just moving for the sake of, unity. You don't want to create disturbance, So you move with them, but you do your own recitation, and it is for. However, we have furada, absolute furada, singular. We have absolute jama'ah. There is something in the middle, mutaba'ah. It's in the middle. Neither complete furada, because you are moving with them, up and down with them, not just by yourself, nor you are following them completely. Okay? You are just following their movement, not their prayers.
So is it
It's
haram-
called mutaba'a.
Is it haram to pray behind somebody that does not have iman? If you know he doesn't have iman, or
No, it's not haram. You pray behind him, but you don't do jama'ah. Mutaba'a. It's not haram, it's batil. So if you pray jama'ah behind someone who does not have iman or adala, piety, your prayers is invalid. You have to repeat the prayers. Unless you read in your hearts. If you read,
right?
then you don't have to repeat that.
Because he's a mutaba'a, still sort of a support or your reinforcement for the iman too.
But sometimes in some situations like Hajj, you have no choice.
Right. Oh,
You have to pray with them.
Okay.
And our imams, they say, okay, go to the mosque, pray for the sake of unity, not to create disturbance and division. وَتَجِبُ مُتَابَعَةُ الْإِمَامِ. Now the ma'mum has to follow the imam in his movements. Not that he does ruku' and sujood before the imam. He has to do ruku' and sujood after the imam. فَلَوْ رَفَعَ الْمَأْمُومُ رَأْسَهُ عَامِدًا اسْتَمَرَّ. Now, sometimes the ma'mum, I've seen this happening. The imam does long sujood and the ma'mum, one of them, I was praying next to him in one of the masajid. The ma'mum, he raised his head while the imam was still. And then when it happened, the ma'mum told me, I have heart condition and this imam, he takes, hours and hours, ages in his sujood. I can't. So this is intentional. In that case, he should stay. He should not go back. If he did it intentionally, khalas. He does tashahhud until the imam raises his head. Because if he goes back to sujood, then in this case he did the 3 sujoods. But if he made mistake, sometimes he thinks that the imam said Allahu Akbar while the imam didn't, and he raises his head either from ruku' or sujood, and then he finds, oh, the imam is still there. In that case he goes back because it was made by mistake, not intentional, not amd, by mistake. وإن كان ناسيا أعاد وكذلك لو هوى إلى الركوع أو السجود. Now, some people, they go to ruku' before the imam. I've seen this, believe me. The imam he's barely saying سمع الله لمن حمده. You see, mashallah, diving. We have good divers. They don't wait. While it is mustahab that you wait, they call it طمأنينة. You separate between ruku' and sujood with one standing for a few seconds. Say at least سمع الله لمن حمده. Of course, there are many other du'as. We read them. Long du'as. If you want to do the mustahab prayers, each one takes 1 hour, believe me. 1 hour, 1 full hour, each prayers. But alhamdulillah, Islam, he said if you are doing jama'ah, then do it fast. The sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in his jama'ah, he would not delay it. He will make it fast, considering the condition of people. Some are children, some are elderly, some are sick, some they have jobs, some have commitments.
Fast, the speed of the prayer.
Yes, he wouldn't do it slow. He will do it fast.
I was going to ask that, is there the rapidity?
But then he says when you do it at home, furada, if you happen to do your prayers at home, do it slow. If you have time, of course. If you have time, do it slow.
So is the jama'ah of, let's say 1,000 people or 2 people, is there one that counts more than the other? Or jama'ah that's equal in credit?
No, they say the more people, the more thawab, the more points.
Okay.
Yes. So, ولا يجوز أن يقف المأموم قدام الإمام. Of course, the follower should not stand before the followed. So the ma'mum cannot go and stand before the imam. Have you seen in Medina, I've seen this in Mashhad, they say you cannot cross this line because the imam there is on this line. So you can't, you have to be behind this line. If you go across this line, then you are in front of the imam. And it can't happen. Okay? ولا بد من نية الائتمام. Now, how behind we can stand? How far behind the imam?
You said a foot?
How much?
His head seems to be in the middle. Actually,
It's not very much. Hajj Nadeem, stand here, Habibi. You'll be imam for only 1 second. I allow you. This is enough. This is enough. So he is imam and I am ma'mum. This is enough. Okay? This is enough. That's it.
They can't be side by side. Exactly.
No. Side by side, no. This one, see? This one. His shoulder is before my shoulder. Okay? So, ولا بد من نية الائتمام والقصد إلى إمام معين. Now, if you go to a masjid and you don't know the imam, but you see people praying behind, you see people that you trust and know praying behind him. You don't have to go investigate about his social security and his, So you pray, but at least you have to say, I am praying behind, even if you don't know his name. I am praying behind this man, this person. But not that you come to the masjid and you don't know which one is the imam, because mashallah, all of them, they wear turban in some masajid. So you don't know who's who, this one, that one. You have to see the imam, identify him. I am praying, even if you don't know his name, at least you know this is the imam. Okay, imam mu'ayyan, specific person is the imam. فلو كان بين يديه اثنان. Now sometimes in some masajid the imams they become double, alhamdulillah. They have surplus of imams. So 2 people stand in the mihrab. And فنوى الائتمام بهما أو بأحدهما ولم يعين لم تنعقد. He said, okay, both imams, I don't break their hearts. Both of them are good. No, it's not. Then your prayers is not considered jama'ah. It's going to be converted into furada. Or you say, I'm not praying behind both of them. I'm going to pray behind one of them, but you don't say which one is one. Which one is one? That is also going to invalidate your jama'ah. Your prayers is okay, but it is considered furada. Okay? ولو صلى اثنان. 2 people they prayed behind each other, with each other, standing next to each other. فقال كل واحد منهما كنت إماما صحت صلاتهما. At the end of the prayers, both of them, they said, I was an imam, by the way, when you stood next to me, I made niyyah that I am the imam. The other said, no, listen, I was the imam, not you. Why do you... Then that prayers, both of them, they made the niyyah to be imams. This is in a very pure Arab country. It happens this. Then both prayers are accepted. They don't have to repeat. However, at the end of the prayers, if both of them, they said, I was ma'moom, I was following you. And that one says, no, I was following you. Then in this case, لم تصح صلاتهما. Not only it's not considered jama'ah, it is not considered prayers. They have to repeat it. وكذا لو شك فيما أضمراه. Again, it would not be accepted if they have doubt about their intention. So you have to be clear in your intention that this guy is my imam or I am the ma'moom. Either I'm the imam or I am the ma'moom. Are you with me? Okay. ويجوز أن يأتم المفترض بالمفترض وإن اختلف الفرضان. Both of them are doing فريضة, which is mandatory. But then one of them is doing asr, the other one is doing dhuhr. It's okay. You come to the masjid, the imam has already finished the dhuhr, he stood for asr, and you have not done the dhuhr yet, so you can follow the imam. Not only that, You did the dhuhr, okay? And now the imam has just arrived. You arrived before him to the masjid, the adhan is raised, Allahu Akbar, you do dhuhr. After that, oh, the imam just arrived. And the imam is just doing his dhuhr, you can do your asr behind him. While he's doing the dhuhr, you can do asr.
Hey, also, two people coming in, they missed a Friday prayer. Is it better for them? They don't have to do Farida then, right? They can just assign one guy to be the imam and the other person the ma'mun.
They missed completely.
Yeah.
They came after Friday prayers. Okay. In this case, if they are 5, 1 imam and 4 followers behind him, then they can do Jum'ah. As long as there is no big separation between adhan and the prayers. Not 2 hours after the adhan.
Right.
Some fuqaha, they say 1 hour.
Okay, but it has to be 1 and 4 then at that time.
Yeah, they have to be 5. Total 5.
Okay.
But if 2 people come, or 3 or 4, they do dhuhr.
What about, like, let's say you're at work and it's time for Friday prayer. How many do you need at work to do the
Both. It doesn't matter whether work or masjid, minimum 5.
5 people?
1 of them imam and 4 ma'mumin.
I thought earlier we said 1 and 2 people's needed.
No. If you remember, Salatul Jum'ah, we said minimum 5.
Oh, yeah.
But for the Jama'ah, minimum 2.
Okay.
Not Jum'ah.
Not the Jama'ah.
Jama'ah 2, of course, 2. But Jum'ah 5. I remember when I was a child, one Sayyid would pray just himself, but he does niyyah of Jama'ah. They tell him, Maulana, he says, no, the angels, you don't see the angels, mashallah. Angels are behind me. So in this case, they have to be 2 humans, not angels. Angels are not considered. Yeah.
What about, say, I don't know if we're going to cover it or not, but if you're traveling and you're doing Jama'ah, if you're traveling, what's the ruling on that?
Same rule.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just cut at the second rak'ah, you just...
Yeah. But then we will come now tonight and we say that it is mustahab if 2 imams, there were 2 imams, one of them is traveling, the other is not traveling. So it is mustahab for the one who's not traveling to lead the prayers because his prayers is full while the other one is broken. Okay? ويجوز والمتنفل بالمفترض. It is also okay, يجوز, it means it's okay that someone who's doing nafila is to follow the imam who's doing fariḍah. How is that? What nafila we are talking about? No. Not nafila, which means these prayers that are before fariḍah or after fariḍah. Nafila here, it means if you missed your prayers in the past. Or you did your prayers, dhuhr, and then the imam came and he said, I want extra credit, so you repeat your dhuhr after him. You can do that because you want to get more points. Although you did your prayers, but now you are doing it because it's jama'ah.
So what's the niyyah on that one for you? Same thing? I'm doing the dhuhr?
Niyyah? Yeah, but this time you say jama'ah.
Okay. So you did your own dhuhr, but now you can repeat.
The imam came and you want to get the thawab of jama'ah, so you repeat your prayers. This is called nafila. Nafila.
Niyyah is still dhuhr?
Yeah, niyyah is still dhuhr. But it's because it is not mandatory on you, it is mustahab to repeat it, so it is called nafila. So it is fariḍah in fact. It is fariḍah, dhuhr, not the nawafil 2 rak'ah, no. This is not what meant by al-mutanaffil. Okay. And now, 2 people who are doing nafila or fariḍah, they can follow an imam who's doing nafila. Again, what sort of nafila? The imam, I know someone in Iran, he had 2 masjid. He would do the morning prayers in one masjid and then he goes to the second, people are waiting him. So his second prayers The first one was wajib. The second one becomes mustahab because he already did. So this is called also nafila. So people behind him, they can pray. Although he did his fajr, he did it in that mosque. He's doing it for the second time. But still people can do their wajib prayers behind him. Are you with me? Okay. ويستحب أن يقف المأموم على يمين الإمام. If there is only one ma'mum, then he or she, if she's his wife or his daughter, she can pray, or his mother, she can pray, but on the right side. Okay? On the right side of the imam. وَخَلْفَهُ إِنْ كَانُوا جَمَاعَةً. But if they are more than one, two, then they have to stand behind him. Or if there is a lady praying, then she stands behind him. Okay? أو امرأة. ولو كان الإمام, in this case, if the imam is a female, women, they don't stand right behind her. They stand on, she's standing here, they stand on her right and her left. Behind her, but on the right, not immediate. There is vacancy behind her. While if he's a male, there is no vacancy behind him. Mr. Shahidi has to be right behind him. Okay? وَكَذَا إِذَا صَلَّى الْعَارِي بِالْعُرَاةِ. Also, if someone is naked, the imam is naked, God forbids, and the mu'mineen are all naked. This happens. Do you know where it happens? I was in the prison. In Iraq, I was told that they put them in 50, 60 in one room, small room, naked. So they pray like that. And then, but they don't stand. They have to sit. Yeah, it is done from sitting, not standing, if they are completely naked. Okay? And then how the imam is distinguished, his knees, when they sit, you know when they sit, his knees is just in the front of their knees. Okay? Did we give the example with, in this case, when they are naked, so his knees is just, for instance, this is his knees and this is their knees. Just a little bit, behind him. لا يبرز إلا بركبتيه. They project he projects his knees, ahead of them. Just a little bit ahead of them. ويستحب أن يعيد المنفرد صلاته. It is recommended that someone who did his salat singular and now it is jama'ah, or someone is doing jama'ah, that he or she repeats his prayers. He did Dhuhr and Asr, but then some people came to the masjid, they said, let's do jama'ah. So it is mustahab for that person to repeat his prayers because this is jama'ah. Okay, Dr. Amin? Huh?
So let me ask you, Said,
Yeah.
I go to Sunni mosque and I'm doing my prayer, then they bring a congregation, then they join as a congregation. So is it incumbent on me to then join them if I'm there?
Remember we said the shart is iman. And if the iman is missing, no, you don't have to. Okay?
So I can choose to join them for extra credit, but it's not incumbent, it's not wajib.
No, it's not wajib. If the imam is lacking, we will come to the conditions of the imam soon. So if one of them is lacking, then you do furada. Or you do mutaba'ah if you don't have choice. You are stuck in that place. You do mutaba'ah, but you have to recite. You don't do jama'ah. So who repeats his prayers? The imam and the ma'mum. The imam, he's imam, okay? He did his prayers furada today. But now people came, so he can be the imam again and he can lead the jama'ah again. It is mustahab. You don't have to be only ma'mum. You can be also the imam. The imam, he did his prayers, but some people said, Maulana, please, let's do that. So he will do that again. It's mustahab. وأن يسبح حتى يركع الإمام إذا أكمل القراءة قبله. It is mustahab that sometimes the ma'mum, didn't we say that he can recite? What conditions he can recite? Can you remind me? Just a few minutes ago we said.
If it's not adil or it's
No. This is one of them. But normal prayers, you can recite.
Balagh, like if you're.
No.
if it's
You are praying behind.
Oh,
Exactly. When you don't hear him too far, so you recite Hamd and Surah. But then you finished Hamd and Surah and still the Imam is standing. In this case, it is mustahab to say Subhanallah walhamdulillah. Do tasbih. Until the Imam says Allahu Akbar, Subhan Rabbi al-Azim wa bihamd.
Maulana, so if you hear the Imam praying, I would thought that I have to recite after him or saying the word just after him, not
No.
at the same time.
No. You don't say. If the Imam is reading, you don't do the qira'ah.
Sorry, not the qira'ah, after the qira'ah,
the next surah.
The next surah? No, you don't have to.
or saying Subhanallah. So when you are saying Subhanallah,
Subhanallah is dhikr here.
zikr. So
Uh-huh.
saying the zikr.
We are speaking about qira'ah, not dhikr. Qira'ah means reciting Surah Al-Hamd, Fatihatul Kitab.
But what I'm saying is like when you do
Ruku' you mean, and sujood,
Yeah.
you say after him?
No.
Huh.
After him, not at the same time or.
No. The dhikr, you can say it with him. You can say it with the Imam. You don't have to say it after him. And you can say it before him too.
Oh, you can actually. say it before?
Sometimes the Imam is very slow. Allahu Akbar, Subhana Rabbi. And then some people are fast. They finish before the Imam. Yeah?
That's okay.
You can, but it is makruh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even tashahhud and taslim. You can say it before the Imam. Some people say Alhamdulillah. They do tashahhud and then the Imam at the end he says Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. But it is makruh. So now when you finished your qira'ah, the Imam still has not gone to ruku', you can say tasbih. وأن يكون في الصف الأول. It is mustahab that you stand, that the people of virtue, Ahlul Fadl, they stand in the first line. What does it mean, people of virtue? People have more money,
or iman, or
Taqwa.
more piety, and also what else?
sayyids, maybe, or
No.
relation to, no.
Not here.
More knowledge.
More knowledgeable. Ilm.
Oh, yeah.
People who are more knowledgeable, they stand in the first line. وَيُكْرَهُ تَمْكِينُ الصَّبْيَانِ مِنْهِ. It is not recommended that to bring boys who have not reached. Sabyan, it means someone who has not reached the age of puberty. But if he has reached, even if he's young, it's okay. Sabi means he has not reached that age of puberty. It's makruh to stand in the first line. وَيُكْرَهُ أَنْ يَقِفَ الْمَأْمُومُ وَحْدَهُ. It is also unrecommended that the ma'mum stands in one line just by himself. He has to join the lines. You know what I mean? We have this in this masjid to make connection with women. We have one victim, he says, Sayyid, I will stand by myself. Create one line by myself. Why? Because he wants to make connection with women. So in case in the middle of the prayer some men, they arrive, they have space to stand. You know? So this guy who's standing in the middle, this is exception. But it is not, it's makruh to be just by yourself in one line. Go and join the other lines. Okay? وأن يصلي المأموم نافلة إذا أقيمت الصلاة. Because the nafila is before the prayers. Nafila of Dhuhr and Asr before. So if you come to the masjid and someone wants to do nafilah, but the imam said قد قامت الصلاة, it is unrecommended that you do your nafilah. Go and join the imam. ووقت القيام إلى الصلاة. When do we stand for the prayers? There are two opinions. One, it says إذا قال المؤذن قد قامت الصلاة. Once the mukabbir says, mukabbir sometimes is independent, he stands next to the imam, and sometimes the imam himself. When he says قد قامت الصلاة. Another opinion, it says no. When the mu'adhin begins saying حي على الصلاة, you stand for the prayers. But here, our author, Muhaqqiq al-Hilli, says على الأظهر. على الأظهر, it is more accepted, this opinion, that when the imam or the mu'adhin says قد قامت الصلاة, you stand. Okay? وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.